So 622, looking at those properties of logarithms. So we're just going to kind of play around with some of these properties and how to kind of rewrite some equations. And we'll be on the move after there, right? So I think I have what, 4 properties we got to go through. Well, 1 definition and 3 properties. So good. So we're working on logarithms. So we have some logarithm properties. Right. So we can start off with a definition of our logs. So we learned that we can sit there and go back and forth between logarithms and exponentials. Right? So if we had log base, I don't know, let's go with m of some value a, and that equaled some number, right? In the last chapter, we sat there and were able to go back and forth between that logarithm and that exponential. So we could rewrite this as an exponential, right? Our base was m raised to the exponent of n, and that equaled a, right? Remember going through those over and over and over and over again? All right. So now when it comes to our logarithms, there's a couple properties that we need to make sure that we know. So one of them is the product property. Product means multiplying, right? So if we have the log of, like, say, base m of a times b, we can actually expand that logarithm and we can write it as 2 logs. So we can write this as log base m of the number a plus log base m of the number b. And I want to say we started these first semester a little bit. Okay. And then there's the quotient rule, or the quotient property.
I don't like quotient.
No?
No, they confuse me. I don't know, just the word itself.
Yeah. What's another word for quotient? Starts with a D.
Division.
Division. Couldn't read my lips because, yeah, I tried, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
So our quotient rule is the same. It's like dividing. A quotient is dividing.
Yeah.
So-
Why the word quotient?
I know. So if we had log base m, let's say a divided by b. Okay. If the product property, we add the 2 logs together, what do you think the quotient property is going to be? What do you think we're going to do? Instead of add, we're going to subtract. Yep. So we would have log base m of a minus log base m of b. Right? And last but not least, and we've used this one already, the power property. We looked at this one yesterday quite a bit. So the power property says that if you have the log of some base of a number raised to an exponent, what can we do with that exponent? Where can we bring it? To the front. Yep. So you'd have n times log base m of a. So today, we're just really kind of playing around with these properties and just kind of like rearranging our logarithms to sit there and fit the properties, just so that way we get more comfortable with our little properties. Sound like a plan?
Sure.
Yeah.
Ah, there's not that many. There, let me tell you, we're gonna fly through these. Let me tell you, right? So problem 106, they just want us to look at our logarithms and to see if we can simplify them. All right. So if we look at I, you got log 5 plus log of 6. So would that be the product, the quotient, or the power property?
Product.
The product, right? And so what does the product say we're going to do?
Log m a times b.
Yeah, so we're just going to multiply a times b.
So it would be 30.
Yeah, so it'd be 30, right? So our x is going to equal 30.
After you're done doing that, like filling this page, can you go back up to those notes?
Yeah, you want me to go up there right now?
No, you can finish this.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. What about for number 2? Log 5 plus log 2. What's our x going to equal?
10.
10. Telling you, man. Told you we're going to crank through these. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. Yep. What about for number 3? What are we going to get for x? Our x is going to equal?
25.
Yeah. What about for number 4? What's our x going to equal?
1,000.
Woo! Telling you. What about for number 5? What's our x going to equal? 99. Yeah. And what are we going to get for number 6?
8 times b.
A times b. Yeah. Boom. You guys got any questions on those? All right. Let me tell you, this is the easiest CPM lesson for the day, huh? All right. What do you think is going to happen on these ones? What property are we going to use?
I'd say addition.
Yeah. Huey's favorite? The quotient one, right? Exactly.
Division.
Division, right? So what are we going to get for number 1? What are we going to get for x? X is going to equal? Yeah. What are we going to get for number 2?
It's like
10.
Yeah, 10. Yeah, we good so far? What about for 3? What are we going to get?
2.5.
Yeah, or 5 halves, right? Either way, yep. What about for 4?
17 over 9.
17 over 9, yep, exactly. Yep. What about for number 5?
15.
15, whoops.
I
You don't know? Might be 15.
don't know. Just guessing.
You're guessing, don't guess, right? And what about for the last one?
B divided by a.
B divided by A. Yep. So the only thing, like when it comes to the quotient property, and we're doing that division, just make sure you're always doing like that A over B, right? So that order does matter. So whatever is on first is your numerator, and then the second part is going to be your denominator. All right, ready to make it a little bit more spicy?
Okay.
All right, we're ready for some spice. So on number, oh, these things never show up very big. We'll just blow it up a little bigger. There we go. So on 109, they want us to do the same thing, but now they're kind of putting a couple of the different little properties together. So just like in English, when we read from left to right. So when it comes to math, we do the same thing. We start at the left and we just kind of move on over to the right. So for A, the first thing we come across is that plus sign. So we know that that's going to be the product property. So you're going to multiply 4 and 2 together, right? And then your minus is your quotient property, so then you're going to divide by 5, right? Oops, I'm going to darken this a bit.
So what is going to be like?
So we got log base of 1/2, right? 4 times 2 is
8
8. And then we're going to
divided by 5.
divide by 5. Yep,
That's it.
and that's it. Yep.
What happens if it doesn't have like the same m?
Ooh, there we go, right? So on number 2, what do we notice, or for B, what do we notice on B?
It's weird.
It's weird, right? It's weird because our bases are not the same. So we always have to make sure that our bases are the same in order to be able to combine them. So since these two bases are different, guess what it is? No solution.
times 1 by 2 and 1
No.
by 3.
No. Yep.
Let's stop.
All right. So for C, so on C we got two properties going on. This guy's telling us we have the product property. And what are we going to do with this x that's in front? Where's he going to go?
Move to the exponent.
Yep, he's going to move to the exponent, right? Because of that power property. So what do we got? We got log. So we're going to have k times m, but then our x is going to be on our m. And that x doesn't get shared with both of those logs, right? It just gets shared with the m part. All right. Getting a little spicier on D. The plus is telling us we're going to multiply them. Right. What's going to happen to this half?
Move to the exponent.
It's going to move to the exponent. Right. So we got
2.
log base 5 of x raised to the 1/2, right? Times
Log base 5.
well, we're just going to write 1 log, right? Yeah.
What?
And then x plus 1 squared, right? And then if you want, we can simplify this down a little bit. We could actually rewrite this as log base 5. You could put the square root of x, right? Because that's what it would be raised to the 1/2 times x plus 1 squared. Uh-oh, look at that last one, bless you. E's getting crazy. Crazy! Right?
What? It's just log 4 over 3
Log 4 over 3, yeah.
times log pi times r
To the
third.
third. Yep. There you go.
The answer.
That's it. That's it.
You don't have to like simplify that